Hi guys, welcome back to Mikey Reacts. Today we've got a great video for you by a really good musician and also a great speaker. His name is Buddy Brown. Now, this might be a controversial one just judging by the title of the, and it is called If a White Athlete Did This, It Would Be World War III by Buddy Brown. Now, this is very interesting. He does a lot of these truck sessions where he sits in the back of his truck and he talks. He looks like he's got his dog there, a very cute dog. But I don't know what this is about. I have no idea what this situation is. I try to follow as much news as I possibly can, but with work and with this as well, it is kind of hard to. So this is going to be really interesting to have a look at. I'm very interested about what he has to say. Now, this is not to cause any offense, but it is what it is. It's not me saying these things. I am reacting to what Buddy Brown is saying. So let's see what this is. If you guys want to see a longer, more elongated opinion video of what I have to what I think and my opinions on this very video and what Buddy Brown has to say, head over to Patreon now. And once you head over to Patreon, you'll see this exact video, but the longer version where you're able to listen to exactly what I have to say and what I think about these things. Now, if you want to do that, it's only $5 per month. But don't forget, if you want to support the channel here on YouTube, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below about anything that you think about this situation, or if I should react to any more videos similar to this or with a similar topic. So let me know, guys, down in the comments. And don't forget to check out my Patreon if you have that time. So let's get to this video. I want to live there. That looks like heaven.
Happy Independence Day, y'all. America is 247 years old, and I can't help but think that some poor soul's running around the country right now on July 3rd, not knowing that this is his last day with 10 digits. Last day without all of his fingers. Somebody's gonna do it, just wait. So look, NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley is devastated that the Supreme Court is banning racism in colleges.
Oh, okay, so I've heard about this. This is the affirmative action. They're striking out affirmative action. I personally, to a certain extent, agree with this. I totally get it, because affirmative action is literally judging people by their race. But let's see what he has to say.
Call it for what it is. I mean, hell. He's now changed his will to donate $5 million to Auburn, which is where he went, to keep black students there, to keep the diversity. You know, hold the wagon just a dadgum minute. I like Chuck. But can you imagine some famous white athlete like Larry Bird saying, I'm going to give all my money to the education for a white student? A bunch of white scholarships. Can y'all imagine? The protests and riots would be so out of control, they'd probably burn down the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's all across the country. Yeah, Chuck, what a horrible, dark day in America. Now we'll have to rely on things like character and intellect and integrity to earn achievement. I hate to break it to you, Chuck, but black students only make up 5% of Auburn University right now. 5%. If affirmative action was really working, it'd be a hell of a lot more than 5%. Auburn's whiter than Chick-fil-A on Saturday morning. The saddest thing about these left-wing extremists, y'all, is that they don't believe blacks can succeed on their own. And that's sad as hell.
That's actually a really valid point that he makes. But let's continue.
They think they need affirmative action just to get there. We believe that anybody who works hard can.
Yes.
The left believes that blacks aren't good enough, and it's actually really sick. I heard a story of an engineering student back in the day, and there was literally dozens of scholarships for minorities available for the engineering students, but as a white student there, none were available for him.
Wow.
Just the standard scholarships and grants available to all the students. Now, he and his family were poor as hell. They didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, y'all. He had to compete with everyone for just a few scholarships that he was allowed to apply for, because there was dozens he couldn't apply for because he was white. He ended up working his way through school, and after graduation, he built a really successful business and wanted to make a donation to his alma mater engineering department just for a scholarship. Now, based on his experience, he chose to stipulate that it would go to an underprivileged white student. Now, he didn't give a crap what color it went to. He was just trying to prove a point. Okay. And he did. The school refused his donation unless it included all races, which is just...
Wow. See the hypocrisy there? That's interesting.
For minorities only. Racial discrimination is racial discrimination no matter what the color of your skin is. My 12-year-old loves the game of basketball. Matter of fact, you can find us very often down in Jackson, Mississippi in a gym where sometimes we're the only white people in that gym. They got their Jordans, I got my cowboy boots. That's just how we roll. If my son didn't start every single game and I went up to the coach and said, look, I know you got some ballers out there, but we need some more diversity on the court, they would laugh me off the basketball court, y'all. But we've done that with college for decades. Equal opportunity does not guarantee equal outcome. Just because my son gets out there and starts on the basketball game, don't mean he's going to drop 40 points by halftime. This Supreme Court decision was about inclusion for all people, but the Democrats hate that. But they also were the ones that had a really hard time giving up their slaves after the Civil War as well. It was the Republicans who freed the slaves. I guess old habits die hard. I really do find it amazing, though, how many people really do support discrimination when it flows in the right direction. The Supreme Court literally just made MLK's dream come true as far as I'm concerned, y'all, because it's the content of their character rather than the color of their skin. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's a great day. We should all be celebrating this in America. Happy July 4th. And to Charles Barkley, look, man, guaranteeing spots in college only for your race is wrong. It's 2023. Let's get past the skin obsession. God bless y'all.
Wow. He makes some really, really interesting points. I actually happen to agree with a lot of things he says. I think that possibly the issue is that he's not going to be appealing to a large audience because some of the things he says sound inflammatory. He could be putting them in a more diplomatic way, saying them in a more diplomatic way, and that might increase his audience base, and then maybe actually get his viewership up and maybe get people changing their minds. That could be really, really valuable. However, I understand the sort of wow factor or the verbal punch, as it may be, that he's going for, and that is effective in its own way because it does get you thinking that, oh, actually, it's said very, very simply and straightforward, but actually that makes absolute perfect sense. Yes, it does. So, look, there are certain things I have my own certain set of beliefs, as you all may have your own certain set of beliefs. This is not becoming a political channel, but I just wanted to see what this guy's about. I thought it might have been something comedic. I know the title doesn't suggest it might be, but he does come out with a lot of funny things sometimes. I do think he's got some really, really good humor to him. And I really think he also is a very intelligent person. I think that might be overlooked because of the fact that he is country, he's in the backwoods, he's wearing boots and blue jeans, and he's going through dirt. The merit of his intellect may be overlooked because of his roots, and that is a very, very ironic thing if you think about it, right? So a lot of people will say, oh, this hillbilly doesn't know what he's talking about. That's ridiculous, because you're doing the exact same thing. If you're doing it to a member of the other race, for example, then it would really be an issue. And I think that is the exact point he's making, but he's talking more about affirmative action. The points he makes, totally valid. I don't really have that much disagreement in it. However, if you want to hear my full opinion, head over to Patreon now. The link is down below in the description, and you can hear exactly what I have to say about this topic. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And for you guys who are on Patreon, stick around. You're going to see more of it coming up just in a second. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.